Host started recording.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are once more welcome to Hand in Hand webinar for this week. Today is Saturday. Saturday is the last of our webinars for this week. And I'd like to welcome everybody to this meeting. I think all of us are getting the smell. If you cannot smell it, you better try to check what is wrong with your nose. At least if you are non-passive, you should be smelling something. And this is a reminder for us to try to increase the rate of activity in the company, going to our back offices, attending our webinars, trying to understand our business, not leaving any opportunity to go by. This is that moment we need to wake up from sleep if anybody has been sleeping. I know most of you are here have been active. And it is really a moment for us to, as we said, as CEO has said, we will become the hunted. You know, this is that kind of moment when if somebody shows the interest, okay, we can help them, but we're not going to run after people the way we have been running after people earlier on. The Onpassive will do it for us. When the news is spreading, they will come looking for us. And I think we should continue acting the way we're doing because it is improving our status, it's improving our understanding of the company, and it's making us better. So thank you once for coming. And we're going to continue with our discussions as of the last meeting. We'll talk about updates, going to look at the website, and also talks that can inspire one another so that we make the meeting as interactive as possible. Hand in hand means that you hold his hand, hold this person's hand. If I'm holding Mr. Mohammed's hand, Mr. Mohammed should be holding Mayor Kumasi's hand, and then Mayor Kumasi will be holding Thaddeus Takong, Mr. Tayim, Madam Pai, and so on and so forth. James, so the hand, that's what it means by hand in hand. We give contributions. Even if your contribution is as small as anything, don't think that it does not have an impact. I remember it's the Dalai Lama, the spiritual leader of the Tibetan people, who said that if you think that your contribution is too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito in the same room. So any little thing that you say has an impact. Very so let us do the little that we can. You can help, you can go to your team and give somebody just a little assistance. I might not know exactly the impact of that assistance we are giving to somebody. It can inspire the person to change their behavior towards the company. And that can mean a lot for the rest of their family. So thank you guys for coming. And I go on to BB. BB, thank you very much. Last meeting, we signed in, two of us signed in, and I was locked out. And thank you for continuing the meeting. There was no way I could sign back. MTN, the service provider, had a technical problem and we couldn't sign back in. And I want to appreciate the excellent meeting that I understand people ran in my absence. That is hand in hand. That's working hand in hand. I want to thank you for the work you have been doing, assisting people during the webinars, after the webinars. That is what community service is all about. So thank you once more for the service you're providing. Thank those of you who are doing maybe quiet work behind the scenes. It's important for us to work because Onpassive has taught us something that we should learn to depend on each other. We should learn to give out, to move ahead, to assist other people. That is what we are learning to do here. It is extremely important for us. Volunteering to work is something that is extraordinarily fulfilling. It can be very fulfilling to do volunteer work. That's why we should learn to do in Onpassive. So, BB, thank you very much for the work you have been doing, for the community service you have been giving, and I will hand it over to you here to continue with the discussions.
Wow. Wow, thank you much. Thank you again very much, Leader John. I was saying before, informally, before we started, that you were taken hostage by the network the other day. Thank God that you have been released. The hostage taker has released you, and you are now back with us. I would like to welcome all of us on the call, including our host, Leader John. I would like to extend greetings to all who are there. Leader Mohammed from Morocco, Leader Tayim from Bambili, Leader James from Accra, Ghana, Leader Chimara from the East Coast of USA, Leader Tanto from Yaoundé, Leader Chie Julie from Bamenda, Leader Kumasi from Douala, Leader Fai from Douala, Leader Thaddeus from Bamenda, Leader Munju from Bamenda, Leader Ngwaij, and Leader Simon Tamukon from the East Coast. I think we are on call now. We are 14 on call now. The network may be taking some out and back in, but we are presently 14 on call. So it's a good beginning, and I think as a leader said, if you are not having the smell of what is in the air now, then you should try to check up what is wrong with your nasal cavity. There may be something wrong with the butt in there, because actually the aroma is really hot outside, and we should be able to get it very clearly. So I'll begin with the updates of the day before yesterday. Mostly, they are mostly the same updates. Those of us who were there, those who were not there, those who were not, those who were there, just a reminder. Those who were not there, who may be new. For the updates, I think on the we had our new, the present website that we're using was updated on that day, on the 20th, which was Thursday. So we'll have a brand new website from that day. We know very well that we've been having websites every week, but for 2 weeks we hadn't a new one, but we had a wonderful one, which we'll be looking at shortly on Thursday. Accompanying that new website, we have now a new link on my links, link number 74. So those of us who are sending links to aspirants, we will use the link number 74, which is carrying our most updated website. We also know that we had an extension of O Connect just before then, and our new extension goes up to the 30th of this month. And of course, we know the reasons for extension by the company, so that they prepare themselves well and deliver the goods, so that we can all smile. We also know that on that day there was news, or day before that day, there was news from our website, from our back office, that there were our first payment processor was being tested, that has gone live from the 19th, and of course it's been tested. And if we get back to our back office now, we'll find that the new pop-up is telling us that that processor has been tested. So we'll find the pop-up is now new payment processor updated. So you find that the information which was there has been pulled down, and of course what we are being told is that processor has been tested and things are okay, which is very good news for all of us. Then from that very day, there were updates too on our billing addresses. That those who there was some on the profile, we found that in addition to our profile information, this other information on updating billing address. We talked about what the billing address was that day, and that especially for those who have to do payments now, you must fill in that information on a billing address, because when you hit on payment for some new subscription, of course you are asked first to fill in that information for a billing address. We did talk about that the day before. For those who have already, or those of us who had already subscribed, it's still necessary for us to take our time and do it at our own disposal, because, of course, before the next round or the next session, or before the bomb is released, which would release the next packages of O Connect and possibly other products, we must also have that that information on our back office. So that is the information which we had which we had on Thursday. So if I will briefly stop, I will briefly stop there, and I will ask those of us who, some people may still have some worries about that information that we had, or may want to do some other motivational information concerning what we had. I think I will hand over back uh, uh, to Leader John. But before Leader John takes it up, we also talk about the UPI, which is a unified payment interface, which is mainly for India. I think I explained at length the other day what the UPI is. If people still want to, we may go back to it. But for now, Leader John, take it from there. Let's have any contributions after these little updates before we go on to the next stage. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, BB, for the very concise updates that you've given. I think those of you who come for these meetings, we always congratulate you and thank you, because your behavior is different. Your comments in the WhatsApp group are definitely different from those who do not even come. Those who have noted a particular trend in the way people react. The first people to go and pick up information and post information which is not accurate are people who do not attend meetings, and when there's a development, they are the first people to go and take information which they have not understood and put in the group.
Yes.
So that's why we keep thank you very much for coming, because when you come, you update yourself. All of us will update ourselves and we become better. So BB, thank you much for that concise, very concise update. And we now open the room for reactions. If there was something that you wanted him to verify, and do so. Maybe there might be some people who came in today who were not of that day, for instance. And I think he will be very ready to go through them again. So the floor is open, guys.
Good evening again, everyone. I'm so excited with
Are you with us?
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
Madam Fire,
here.
yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I'm so happy with our leader BB because he's always been there, persistent and feeding us with a lot of information. And today I just want to remark that I went through one whole webinar, and before this webinar started, I was equally on another YouTube following up Matty, Red, and other people. They are really emphasizing that we should take time and study our business. And I think Mr. Bibi is doing just the right thing, making us to attend. But unfortunately, the people with whom we thought we could be moving together are dragging their feet. But that notwithstanding, I just pray that even if we are 10 of us, we should not relent because this meeting is very important. The more we get ourselves informed, the more the business gets sweeter. Like I got on another forum, there are some people who do not even know what is happening and they are only waiting to see if there are already apples. And one person cracked a joke that there will come a time that there will be apples and many people will not even know where to get them from. And seriously, if I were not attending this webinar, like the challenge I had today, I wouldn't have known where to go. And I want to thank Leader Bibi and Mr. John Menke for, because those are my referrals. The first thing when I have a challenge, I go back to them and we share. It's really hand in hand. And I equally want to say again that we have one of our younger men, Hillary. He's doing some marvelous job. I saw his YouTube. He's really teaching us a lot of things, and if we can really go deep to follow, this journey will be very sweet. The journey might be looking an uphill task when you don't know what is happening. But the more we attend these webinars, the more we are informed, the more we are fired up. Thank you. Let me not take all the time. I just want to greet all of us and say that we should be focused.
You're welcome, Madam Fire.
Thank you.
The floor is open. Contributions.
Yes, sir. My own case is this building, the building you call it building what? I've not really understood it well. Last meeting before when you were talking about it, I was not my this thing my phone was disturbing a lot, so I did not really get it clear. I wanted to ask how to go about the billing this thing. And you said you feel billing what again? I'm not even versed with the
Yeah,
name well.
Mr. Munjo, yes, we talk about the billing address updates. It's right in your back office. If you go to your profile and you click on that small circle below you click on your profile. Below the profile information you have, you find some information, update billing address. What
Mm.
is a billing address? Looks very strange to us in Cameroon, true, but a billing address in the West, and especially for those who did online banking, it is very imperative when you have to do business online. If you are using your card, whether it is a debit card or it's a credit card, the company with whom you are doing business or doing payment must know where you are doing your billing, where you are, yes, before they effectively do the business with you. So you must fill in that billing address, which in most cases is your physical address. Yes, so, and this billing address has your street, your house number, it has your street name, it has your town, it has your city, whether your town or city, it has your state or region, and it has your country. So that is what you call a billing address. And that is the information in the back office that they are expecting us to fill. As I said at the beginning, before we started, just when we started, that the billing address is very imperative for those who want to do subscriptions now. Because when you click on subscribe now, what pops up is your billing address information. You must update it first before you go to the next step of payment. So those what you need to do is just to go there, you hit on update of billing address, then you fill the information and you save it. That is all, it remains there. Watch out, give in the correct information, because when you fill that's all, it goes away. You don't have any way again to update like on the other one, like on the profile information. So, Mr. Munju, that is what the billing address is all about. I hope we are clear.
Yeah, understood. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sir John,
Yes, sir.
I have got some notes from Mr. Andy and also
Yes, Mr. Bibi.
from Mr. Collins. Mr. Andy, one of our Onpassive leaders, discusses the vulnerability of people's voices and faces to digital manipulation. It highlights that it's easy to replicate a voice or face after listening to it for just 3 seconds. 3 seconds are enough to replicate or imitate someone's voice. For this reason, he warns against the use of celebrities like Elon Musk, Richard Branson, and Bill Gates in fraudulent advertisement on Facebook and social media, as they have used their faces and voices to encourage others. It advises caution and to always verify any claims if they seem too good to be true. And I have once ago again from Mr. Collins emphasizes the importance of personal security, particularly in the digital age. The advice against storing personal information on laptops or mobile phones, as anyone with access to the device could access all the personal information. They suggest keeping partial information on file, or at least a few key combination to prevent complete loss of information. He also mentions the recent loss of $90,000 by hackers, urging people to protect themselves as much as possible. This is what I have. The
Okay.
mic is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed. I think what you are saying, Mr. Mohammed, all leaders, all of those who are leaders here, we should know all of that. We are just reminded. I think what Mr. Mohammed is saying, they are just reminders that we should take security very important. The time is coming when we are going to be the haunted. We have been the hunter. We will be the hunted very soon. And of course, one part of it is that scammers are going to be looking for those of us who are in here in order to reap where they have not sown. So in order to do that, we must secure our accounts. And one of the first things which he talked about this voice replication and face and picture replication in 30 seconds, we should take it very seriously. Please don't take up a call from somebody whom you don't know. That's one of the things. If somebody calls you, I don't know, leave the call. You are not forced to receive a call, please, because that is one of the fastest way to get you. As they just get their voice in a few, just hello, they already know how you talk. And of course, they can replicate your voice in doing very hazardous things online. So I think let's get it. We've talked about. I think Leader John has always been repeating and reminding us on how to secure our accounts. We've talked at length on securing our accounts. If there is any person who has doubt of how to secure his account, please you can ask Leader John. He will again send the information to us. But we should know that we should secure accounts. We should secure accounts against the people of the underworld. Strong passwords, not receiving calls, not clicking on links where you don't know. He talked of one of them there, not storing passwords on your devices. If you are to store it, then you should know what you are doing, etc., etc. So this security is very important, especially as we go forward. Thank you very much, Leader Mohammed. I think Leader
Thank you,
John, you
sir.
may have one or two things to add there.
Thanks. Really, these days I'm receiving a lot of message, and I know that they are just scam emails, scam messages, links. But I do not trust them. I just avoid, do not reply, and that's all. This is more enough to
Yeah,
be secure.
to be on the safe side, please don't reply to scam mails. If
Yeah,
it's from a source that you don't know, please report and delete. Report, block,
mm,
report,
yeah,
block, and of course it will be deleted. Don't don't uh, don't just uh, uh, don't just delete or don't just block. Report also. Report
report. Yeah,
to the user to the user. Of course, the company would take note. If there are many people who report on the same person, sanctions are given to the person. So I think let's take it serious, please. Leader John,
yeah.
please. Leader John.
Sorry, just
Okay.
one minute. Okay, go ahead, Mr. John.
Okay. No, finish. If you have something to
If
add,
you have
add.
some other thing, finish before
No,
we start.
just I think that these people they are between us. They are in Facebook, and I think Gmail. They are giving their our contact to them. I don't know how they get their our contact.
Please,
A lot of people that I don't know them, they send me messages. From where they get our contact?
Mr. Mohammed, you are in groups. You are in
Yeah,
Telegram. Yeah, you please.
yeah,
These are
yeah.
they are very smart. Scammers are very smart. They go to groups. First of all, again, you know you are online. You use online banking, right? When you give your information in the bank, do you think that the bank will keep all the information for you? Some of the banks sell the information. So please know that it's from various sources. As you work online, as you give information online, be sure that that information can be retrieved by very hot persons or very funny people at one time or the other. So don't say that you don't know where your number was taken from. You are online, you have an online visibility, except you are a hermit in a cave that does not communicate. If you communicate with people, please don't, you are public. You're already public and your number will be known. So, but the problem now, what we should watch out now is to take care that we communicate only with those that we have their contacts in with us. Don't communicate with somebody whom you don't have his or her contact. I
Yeah.
think WhatsApp is there. If somebody is communicating me that I don't know, first send me a message and introduce yourself to me. If you introduce yourself to me and then I know you, then I will get onto communication with you. If you just call me and you think that I will pick up your call for the first time without knowing you, I will never do that. So please let's watch out. Leader John.
Okay. Let me add a few things. First one is in relation to what you have already commented elaborately on, that the issue that Mr. Mohammed raised on how these people are coming to the account. So security is a collective thing. Security is very collective, and that's why we have to, all of us have to be very alert, because once the hacker comes, one person is going to pick up information from all of us. We are in a group, for instance. If you don't protect your account, you don't do your two-step verification and all that stuff, finally somebody approaches you and say attend a webinar, because you have not been coming online, you have not been attending this meeting, for instance, and you are not aware that, it means that you are not aware that the code for meetings is not through, they don't call you by phone to give you a code for a meeting, for instance. So when you do that, they penetrate one person. When the hacker penetrates a group, for instance, he spends time picking up the personal information of the other people, because the target of the hacker is not really that person. It is the many other people in the group. So he picks up your information, enters the account, picks up the phone numbers of all the other people or any other information that he finds there. Then after doing that, he now begins to send messages from that hacked account to other members of the group. That is how they get to other people. So as we have all agreed, please do not click on links just to find out what is there. As the Russians say, the Russians have a saying, trust but verify. Trust but verify. If somebody is, Mr. you better mute yourself. If somebody, if for instance, Mr. Mohammed, if you know me and then I send you a message asking for something, it might be strange. They might have hacked my number and they're asking for something. What you can do is, if you use a landline, not a WhatsApp, you use a landline to call that same number, I'm going to receive that call. But if you call on WhatsApp, it will go to the hacker. So you have to verify every information, even if it's your father, your mother, or whoever that has sent you a voicemail, because we have just been talking about the ability of AI to be able to clone your voice. And once they clone your voice, pick up your voice, all they need to do is to write down the information and get that voice to reproduce that information. And then you might think that it's coming from your father, or your brother, or your uncle. So that's why you need to verify by calling that person on making a direct call. If they have you on WhatsApp, call the person directly or reach out to any other family member who knows that person. You'll be able to discover that maybe it is genuine, maybe it is not genuine. So we have to verify. We have to trust, we have to verify. We have to cross-check. In journalism, they say that you don't even trust. If your mother gives you information, you have to cross-check. You cross-check from a number of sources. We are in this webinar. If I send you that message asking, one of the things you can do is you can pick up the number and call Vivi and say, hey, there's something here. Let us find out. Maybe it could be fake. Let's find out whether it is genuine, whether John Megaver is actually in trouble. So let us verify, trust, and verify. And of course, if you don't store, if your phone is missing and you store all your information on your phone, what happens? A hacker picks it up. He has access to your accounts. He has access to other people's details, phone details, and other information, and they start working on it. So we have to take into consideration a series of things. We have to put together a series of measures in order to protect ourselves. We have a good number of people have multiple accounts. I have multiple accounts, but I have not stored any of my password on any device. And I designed the password like BB has done too, in such a way that I can be able to access all my accounts without looking at any piece of paper. But it's long and complicated. I'm sure BB has one of the accounts that he can access, but he knows how the account, how the password is. It is long, it is complicated, but it is such that I can remember for many accounts. And I've used different passwords for different accounts, but using a pattern that I can easily recall. But it is also advisable that after some time you can modify that pattern. You don't allow it go for too long. So we have to be scheduling other meetings that will talk elaborately on security so that all of us should be alert. Because those of us who are here, that hundreds and hundreds of other people are not here. And because they are not here, they will not be able to follow some of these things, and hackers will pass through them and then get to the rest of us. So the hackers are getting smarter. As we are producing AI, they too are going ahead. Criminals are always ahead of the law. That's why we need to be alert. We need to keep working. We need to keep checking, getting into our account. The guys are so smart. They know that many of us are, and it is also because all of us, a good number of people are saying they're waiting for money. They want to hear that there's money around. They jump in. Imagine that when you go to the back office, for instance, and you see something there, you don't just start feeling. That some people just keep doing that. Allow that there are a good number of leaders who have experience in this thing, that they will test, and then the whole webinar will explain that let's do like this, let's do like this, let's do like this. So I think that security is a very wide area, and we need to do that. We need to go back to our emails, our alternate emails, and make sure that they have recovery emails. Make sure that, of course, the phone numbers are there, so that if the account is hacked, you can use the shortest possible time to recover it, and so on. So we have lots and lots of things to do. We may plan another in one of our webinars. We might be able to return to security, because security is something that is continuous.
True.
So can we go to the next, or if somebody has some other thing again?
Okay, Mayor Kumasi.
Yes.
Mayor Kumasi.
Yeah, I want to go back a bit to the billing address. I wanted to complete it, but I found that there were some figures written. Those figures which are written on some spaces, I don't know whether they are for the, it is written there for the company, or you have to delete it before you put your own figures. Secondly, most of us in our own countries here in Cameroon, we don't have numbers of streets. We don't have numbers houses that are numbered.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, uh, Mayor.
I think that will not be. Let me finish with this third
let,
concern.
excuse me. Excuse me.
Okay.
Let me address the first one. Otherwise, we'll forget. Let's
Yes.
let's finish the first. Your first concern is about the numbers that are inside the interface. Please, they're in the
Yes.
background. Those numbers, when you see a box with numbers, just click in and put in your own. It would, the other one would go is on the ground, so yours appears on.
Okay. It will escape.
Yes, so they can go to the second one.
The second one was that we don't have street numbers. We don't have house numbers. I think it's not a problem.
Yeah, it's not a problem. I addressed it. We addressed it the other day, and again, you for the first line, which is meant for street, you write the location where you find. If you're in Bonaberry, you're in or another quarter in Bonaberry, say this is Bonaberry. You may be right Bonaberry, right? And then you put the
Okay.
name, you put the town, you put the region, which will be Littoral. The town is Douala, the region is Littoral, and then the zip code. You need a code. You need a number, a post box, because zip code here is where you have your where the post, like a postal code. So with a zip code, I don't know. You can use your postal box. If you do that, it will go through.
Most.
And the
Hello.
absence of a postal box can put 000.
Well,
000.
Well, if you put 00, put it 000. But watch out,
Yes,
when they
please.
start asking for physical addresses, you must be able to give a post box, right?
Okay.
Mr. Ten, one of the ways where we can address that is that, for instance, those of you who are in Bambili, there are post boxes
Here are
there.
completely. Pardon?
Yeah, we are saying that you can use a collective post box, or you can have somebody post box to have some, like in Cameroon, we don't own individual post boxes, but in some areas, like Leader John is talking, a community has a postal area. So you, like in Bambili, you have private mailboxes and all of those things. You put your mail in a private mailbox, knowing that you go there, you get from the post office. So that's not what John was saying, John.
Yeah. At least if you check around there, at least if one Onpassive person has a post box, all of you can consult and be able to use it.
Okay, because I had a post box with the Central Post Office several years ago, and I do not know whether it even functions again. Do mail still pass through the post box?
No, please, it will not function because you have to pay. You have to pay for your post box annually. If you don't pay, this post box is taken away from you. I'm saying I have a post box. Those people who are around and want to use my post box, please consult me. I'll give you the number of the post box you can use and get your mails from my post box.
Okay.
Those are in Bamenda. Yes, you pay for your post box annually. It's 10,000 francs for individuals and 25,000 francs for corporate bodies.
Okay.
Yes.
We used to pay for it, but eventually when the email and other mail services came on, electronic mails were abandoned, and now it is becoming a necessity. So that's it. Okay.
Okay, another concern? Are you okay, Mr. Mayor?
I think, Mayor, are you okay? Mayor Kumasi, you may still have another worry. The two. Are you okay with the two? Is there a third one? It's muted.
Yeah, now, my own word, I wanted
Mr. Munjo. Please.
Yeah, I want to talk about the security. Does it mean, like, you secure it? Once you secure your WhatsApp, is that enough, or you need some other thing again on like an account?
I think Mr. Monjo, as the leader John said, we are going to set up a meeting next week only for security. Part of our meeting
Okay.
next week will be for security, because security involves a lot of things. When you talk of WhatsApp, WhatsApp is just an app. There are so many other things. Your account, all of those things, your email, those are all areas where they can infiltrators can enter you. So
Oh,
it's not only through that app. You have Telegram, you have WhatsApp, you have other social media, you have Facebook. All of those things, there are areas where people can nose around and get information about you. We'll get back to that next week fully.
right. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Hello.
Yeah, Mr.
Let me.
James.
Yeah, yeah. Good evening to the house. Yeah. Please, as we are talking about security, I think I also have to add something to it. Since we are talking about security, I think it's very important for us to take notice that uh, the way we save our passwords, there are so many platforms whenever you, or let me say browsers, yes, whenever you uh, enter your password, you log into your account, they will ask you to save your password. And unfortunately, most of us has been doing that because we want the quickest way. And we think when we go ahead and say, save my password, then that is the best way to do it so we don't forget our password. But I want to tell the house that when you keep on doing that, your risk is very high. You are at risk. Your whole account is at risk. Because when you go ahead, let's take Google like this. When you log in, they'll ask you to save your, do you want to save your password? And you go, you say yes. The moment you save it, it will be in your account. So if those hackers are able to have access to your Gmail and they get access to that particular area, and they can see all the passwords you have, all the accounts you have,
Very risky then.
Yeah, Mr. James.
Yes. So I was saying that it's very risky then to allow the company to save your password. You should be the one to save. Never accept. I've never accepted.
when you go and hit yes or save, the moment you do that, you will see that it is already there. So the next time you want to log in, you just click it, then automatically the password will fill in, and then you enter. That is easy to log in, but it is very risky. So I will advise everybody to, instead of saving it in the browser, let's write it down rather. When we write it, it's safer. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. James.
I also wanted to add that many of us have made this mistake before, and we can maintain the status quo, and it will be very dangerous. So what we do is we change the password and write it down and not save it. That will be on a safer ground.
Okay,
Because at
another
the time
concern.
when Facebook came up, most people just went in and saved the password, as you said. Like yes, Facebook, like other platforms, we just saved like that. We did not know, but this time around, that we know how dangerous it is to allow the password. Though I've not been doing it, but it's important that we know because some of us have email addresses that date back so many years, 20, 30 years ago. So it's important that we change the password and not save it with the concerned service.
There's some noise that's hearing in the.
That noise is coming from a number of people whose microphones are open. If you are not talking, please, can you let me see where it's coming from there? Yes. It was coming from Madame Julie. I think I've closed her microphone.
Okay. All right, guys, can we Any other concern?
Yes, I wanted to come back to Madam Five, who mentioned about marketing, about Martin de Gamon and others telling us to study our business. I think that is perfectly right in so doing because we have a very bitter experience in network marketing. What you call network marketing, and the program that Ash has brought is actually to correct the corruption. And Martin Gamo has been a victim, like many of us. We've been selling products for people, selling services for people over the years, and they make profits. And at the end of the day, you go home empty-handed. Like you pay your bills, you take care of your transport, you do everything, and then you take care. But this is a one-stop business, one-stop shop business, where you harvest wonderful profits without moving an inch. You can stay here, register an affiliate, and the affiliate pays $190. I mean, if it falls in an account, you receive 100% of that. You have not moved an inch from your house. You got the person. That is what you call targeted traffic. So when you put CADMO into place, it is important that we should learn our business. We should put time, sacrifice time to learn the business, because I've realized that from here you can sell, you have targeted traffic. The targeted traffic can bring you, there are, let's say, 7 billion people in the world. And this targeted traffic can lead you to as many of these people as possible, and eventually you sit at home and earn. And then you take care of humanity, and that's better. And then you save your breath going out to sell products for companies which get rich every day, some of them which continue to get rich by day to day, and you get poor by day and eventually go to your grave without achieving anything for your family. So if we can take time and study this business, every iota of it, follow the CADMO, complete digital system, automated targeted traffic money. It is actually targeted traffic, because now as we are talking, you share the link, you already have traffic, and that is business. Then the person shares traffic, and before you know what, you go around the world. So if we take time and study this business, I tell you, it will not be a long time before we get out of the quagmire of poverty, and that is the intention of Sir Ashmo Farid to bring us into a newer way of life, which can help others without any stress. So that's little I wanted to contribute about Madam Pai's contribution.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. If there's no,
If there are no more,
move to the next.
yeah, if there are no more
No,
contributions,
Bibi, I was knocked out. My loudspeaker completely got frozen. I couldn't talk. So I have just come on back again. You know,
Mr.
I
Aten,
was
can you
talking
mute yourself?
about.
Dr. Chimara, can you just wait? Let Mayor Kumasi finish.
Yes, I was on the billing address when we treated the first two preoccupations. And the third preoccupation I had was about multiple accounts. Is one billing address for one account enough, or each account has to be filled?
Obviously, if it's the same person, it's the same billing address.
Yeah, but do you continue to filling in all the accounts, or you just fill one account and it's enough?
Each account is a standby. You know that the company knows that, even as said from the beginning, that one account is good for all of, is good to go. So if you have multiple accounts for reasons known to you, then it means that you must have to handle them as standalone.
Now be the
No, I
company.
think we have to be sincere that when we came in around 2021, we all jumped inside with all anxiety. It was later on that we started hearing that we even started with Teams. And later on, they said it was not a network marketing, so we should discard Teams. And that is when we started now going single. The question of many accounts came in later, except that I'm the only one who heard it only later on.
And not the only
I'm
one.
not arguing with the CEO, but I think that to be sincere, when I came in, I did not know that there were one account was going to be enough. The persons who with whom we were dealing at that time were even telling us to build teams before we stop the teams later on.
Leader John, can you take off from there?
Yeah. The idea, who is still, somebody said, please, if you are not talking, mute yourself so that we don't have the interruption, the interference.
Yeah, I will close all the microphones.
Uh,
Just go ahead.
okay. Mayor Kumasi, the idea is that the company has not said that having multiple accounts will be problematic, will be a problem. I think Ash was making that comment because some people did not have money and they were struggling to go get money or struggling to get multiple accounts. I kept saying that one account can be enough. But I know that if you went in for multiple accounts, it was because you know that, for instance, in Africa, you have so many relatives, people depend on you. And down the line, you are going to give out those accounts at one point or other to people that depend on you. So it is not a mistake you made in having multiple accounts, because the idea was that you wanted to assist many other people. And the company is aware that people have multiple accounts. So, but I also know that those of us who have already activated, there's no problem at the moment. There will be more details. They will be adding details. The company will be adding details when it comes to whether multiple accounts. But we know that all those accounts are supposed to be independent accounts. And of course, if the accounts are independent, means that you are not going to change the information because it is all your information. You need to put in all the information, except that the company comes and tells us something otherwise. But it's not a problem. You did not make a mistake. I know that that you are African and that you have a large family, and that there are people you are likely going to give us some accounts to down the line. So you are in order.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. John.
Yeah, I think, Mayor, that's just that's the caution that we wanted to give at the end. That there is no problem.
Okay.
We are all Africans. We'll handle it. And again, something which Leader John has not said. We don't know what the company is looking ahead. He knows that the company itself knows that there are people with so many accounts, and the company itself knows that you cannot be going through one account one after the other. And I'm sure that sometimes not sure, in my mind that we may have something like a P2P sometimes later on somehow, just like the UPI system is operating in India. So I think let's keep our fingers crossed. Truly, the business started as Ash's idea was about online multi-level marketing at the beginning, but quickly it evolved from multi-level marketing to something else. So that is what we are englobing now. That is what we're handling now, and we should not look at multiple accounts as a problem. Let's just get on. We'll have the solutions. So fill the ones that you can, Mayor Kumasi, and the ones that you can't is their accounts. You will be doing them over time.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you know that some of these things kept coming up, and probably Ash was probably pushed by some of those complaints that people give, because you cannot come into a company, you take multiple accounts, then you start complaining, how am I going to control the account?
Mhm.
I went in for multiple accounts, but I was not ready to complaining that how am I going to run the accounts? It is you who went in for the account. If you don't
Yeah,
have,
but
if you cannot manage,
that is funny thing. Somebody who has multiple account is complaining to who again? Complain to yourself.
Good. That's
that
it.
is it.
Yeah.
Remember that if the apples are flowing and you cannot do it, go and that is an opportunity for you to employ somebody to do it for you. If you cannot give yourself, if you know that I can pay, you are leaving to go and work to look for money. But if you have accounts that are giving you money, then why will you decide to go and pay? Stick on it and do it as a job. Once the
Yeah,
apples are flowing, I see that the apples are coming.
yeah,
Focus on the accounts as a job and do it.
yeah. That is it.
Okay.
Any other concept?
That's it,
Yeah,
leader.
no, thank you very much. I'm satisfied with that.
Okay, Mayor. You're welcome.
Hello, Mr. John.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah,
So, I think there is one thing that we should also take note of, that this particular thing that we have to do is not something that we have to be in haste to go and do, because once you do it, I think you will not be able to edit it again. So we have to take our time, relax, and then do it. This thing, I think, is something that will be there forever. As soon as transactions will be going on, by any time that you want to do that, they will ask of your informations, your details, before you will be able to do the transaction. So it's not like if you did not do it now within a month, it's something they will take off and you will not be able to do it again. No, it's going to be there forever. So I think we should just take our time. How you people said it, like, you should just relax. The ones he can do, he should just do it. Then the ones he's not able to do, with time, those complaints will be going to Mr. Ash, and then he will know how to solve the problems. So let us not be in haste to go and do that unless you are going to pay. But if you are not going to do any payment, which you need, that, then we can all relax for the system to be stable.
Okay.
there was one issue that was
Thank you very much, Mr. James.
there was
Yes, sir.
you know,
The Kumasi.
remember that. Hello.
Yeah, go on. It's okay.
Okay. Okay. Is another issue I wanted to. I was just commented and I wanted to talk about peer to peer. I don't know, Mr. James. Have we solved? Have we ended?
Yeah, he
Okay,
has
his
said
own
it.
was just a comment, right?
It was just a comment.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, I wanted to make a comment.
The issue of peer to peer, where some people are still. Please, those who are not talking, please mute yourself. I think our team should mute him. Okay, that's okay. Thank you. Uh, the idea of peer to peer. You remember that one of our questions that we put up and sent when we had the Africa webinar was on this issue of peer to peer.
That's it.
It was not. It was not talked about. It was not addressed. But during one of those African days thing, I raised it again, and some of those guys reacted. It looks like now at this point in time, there are concerns about laundering. The concept that if they keep moving money from account to account, there might be suspicion. Regulators might be suspicious that it is something
Indeed.
like yes, money trying to launder money. So for now, let us just have in mind, unless the company tells us something, let's just have in mind that our each account is independent and we treat it as such until we have information that something is different before we can then handle it differently.
Okay. Okay.
So can we move on?
Yeah.
The comment I wanted to make was, I wanted to ask Kumasi what he did to solve the problem of the account, which was not able to, because leader Bibi offered to give him to give a suggestion to him as to how he should handle the persistent what do you call it, which is disturbing him, which we could not be able to clear from his account. I don't know whether I got myself understood.
Mr.
The network is.
Mayor Kumasi is listening.
Okay, yes. I wanted to know from him what he did.
So
Did he succeed to clear the account 234, the guru or something guru, which was disturbing his account, using the method you suggested?
This evening, eh?
But I'm getting you 5 on 5. Can you get me?
Yeah, we're getting you, Mr. Taye.
Okay.
He's also talking along the same time. Okay, I think we'll go ahead. Then we can get back to him when he's stable.
Okay.
Yes.
As on our flyer, let's get into our website exploration. We know that we just had a new website on Thursday, and we discovered it only during the meeting. So I will share my screen. Let's get into the website.
I'm telling you that network for me this evening is horrible.
Okay, Mayor. Then after this presentation, if it's stable, okay. Okay, there is a new website on the laptop or on the desktop. I hope all of us can see it.
Yes, it's visible.
Yes,
it's visible.
All right.
Yeah, I can see it.
You find that is a new website that was was launched on Thursday, and you see the display. You find on the homepage here. You find join on Onpassive ecosystem. That is the information on all of them. But the display and the color is different. It's something like dark blue. And of course the products are moving. They're mobile on their screen. That is if you're on the laptop. If you are on your phone, you see they'll be horizontal. They'll be one up on top of the other, just as we would see shortly. So this is the home screen of our website, and it remains the home screen. It remains the display, the general display, the welcome, the home page would always be joined Onpassive ecosystem. The details and the display may vary, but you always have this information there until further notice. You have the home page, you have the products, you have about us, you have the media center, you have blogs, you have career, you have contact us, you have register, you have login, and you have the language. Okay, and of course, below the joint ecosystem, you can also register. For those who discover the company online, of course, they register here, it goes to the company pool. Yes. But of course, we know that if we have aspirants and we have sent a link, our link to them, they should not use but this one of the website. Because if you use this one, it would obviously they should use but the one that carries our link. Because if you have the one that carries your link, you make sure that you click on it and the registration interface appears for the link that you have sent out. That is for registration. Below that, you have Google downloading the app, whether it's from Google Play or from App Store. That's depending on whether you're Android or the other phone or users, the handset users, Apple. You choose there and you download the mobile app. To download from here is just as secure as downloading from your back office, please. So you don't bother about where you are downloading. If you are downloading from the official website, it's still very authentic. I would say something more about a registration here, which would be away from the website and the website concerning uh, uh, the registration on the Android or on the on the mobile app. On the mobile app, when you click on the on when you click on on the registration page, you have a space there for a referral code. The referral code, you can only get it when you sign into your mobile app. When you sign into your mobile app, there is an 8-digit, of course, mixed with letters that appears on top of your screen that you can copy it. It's easier to use this one than the link. You copy it and send to your aspirant, because that one you are very sure that is your link, that digit, and it can only be used for registration on the mobile app. So you cannot use this referral code on the computer or on your desktop. So let's take note of that, please. If there are any questions later on, please we can answer that. Okay, that is about the home page. So after the home page, you have the products. You see the main products are lined up. But when we hit on it, we find the major products, our products. Drive growth and transform your business with Onpassive's AI solutions. Of course, these are the products. They are aligned horizontally. As they were turning up there, they are aligned horizontally down here. And that is how they are aligned on the mobile app. If you are using the phone or your tablet, that's how to be aligned. O Connect is the first, and you go down, you have O Connect, you have O Tracker, you have O Verify, you have O Mail, you have O Net, you have O Trim, and lastly, the Onpassive ecosystem, which is our one-stop shop. So there are actually six. You have six products there. Of course, we know the free ones are there, and the paid ones are there. The free ones are the ones below. You have O Trim, you have O Net, you have O Mail, and O Verify, which is coming soon. Then the paid ones are O Tracker and O Connect. Those are the products which are found on our website now. Before now, there were many more. There were the amalgam of products that we have in Onpassive were all displayed on the website. But now, the new websites have narrowed them down to these six, including our one-stop shop, the OES making the seventh. So when you want to know anything about any of them, you just click on read more. Yes, we click on this read more, like the O Connect. We will click on read more here. You will find that's O Connect that displays there. And they say get the O Connect app now. Good. So you again, they show you Google Play or App Store. And then they continue and they tell you more about the features of O Connect, which are all there. Efficient prompter, accurate audio transcription, impressive timer, rich resounds. There are so many of them. We know those buttons now, the buttons that we have been talking of. There are many buttons on our O Connect. So we on the previous days we talk about these buttons. Those of us who are those of us who are who are who are speakers, all of us are speakers here. And of course, we advise in our forum here that since we are not many, we should always use a speaker link. So when you sign in as a speaker, you have the buttons, AI the virtual background that you can get from the system, the one that you can find behind. If you look at my box on my speaker box, you see it is behind me. Then you have the raise your hand. You can raise your hand, the prompter, the screen capture, the emojis, the microphone, the camera, the participants, be right back, and the chat. Those are the 10 buttons which are used or which the speakers have. Yes, all speakers have these 10 buttons. Then the second group of people are the host and the co-host. The host and the co-host have many more buttons. They have 15 more buttons than the 10 than the speakers. So they have a total of 25 buttons. So the buttons are so many. We have been talking about them, and of course, I think we in order to know about these buttons, we need to set up webinars, and of course, discover these buttons ourselves. And the only button which only one person has, the host that uh, has set up the meeting, is the record button. Yes, the record button is solely used by the person who set up the webinar. That is why on Thursday we could not have a recording of our webinar because our host, Leader John, was hijacked by network irregularity. So these are the features of our O Connect. You have the whiteboard, you have the video, you have presentation, you have poll, you have questions, you have call to action, you have push a link, you have themes, you have music background, you have the prompter, the timer, the calculator, share file, resounds, start streaming, screen capture, emojis, participants, share screen. So these are the multiple uh, buttons that our O Connect has. So a rich, wonderful video conferencing tool that has very little envy with any other one in the market now. Okay, that is that about O Connect. The other products which you find there, O Tracker. We know what the O Tracker is. The O Tracker is one of those ready applications products that has not yet gone into the market. It's been ready for so many months, and we know that since September they were renewing, they were extending it the subscription, but for a week or so or two they have not renewed it. Of course, there should be a reason for that, meaning that very soon it will come into the market. Then the O Verify is coming soon. We know what it is again. That's the KYC, know your customer, which will need to verify us as real persons, not robots, that are doing business with the company. And of course, this would help us again from ascertaining who we are with the company. Then the free products are OMail, which is the entry point of each of us into the company. The OMail, each of us has an OMail. They will have the ONet, which works of course like Facebook. Many of us have not been able to explore this, but we encourage people to explore it. We'll be coming back to ONet later on in our discussions as we go ahead weekly. Then we have OTrim, which is used to shorten long links, the URLs which are long, you drop in the OTrim, and it gives you a customized link which is portable, which you can now send out. Those are the products. And then the last of them is the OES. The last product is the OES, which is the one-stop shop of the company. Those are our products. We're talking about this every day because we need to know. We have insisted we must know about the company, and in order to know about the company, we should know what the company has now in terms of products, so that we can be able to sell to the aspirants. We can be able to encourage others who don't know about the products. Then we have about us. About us, you click on that. Of course, you get information about the company. What is it all about? You find a lot of information about the company. What do we do? You find everything is there, which you can read. We are the future of internet. So you find discover and plan, create with expertise, design to impress, launch to rule. Those are under about us. So a lot of information there. Then we have the media center. We talk about the media center. The media center is an arm of Onpassive. It's not a product of Onpassive, with its capital in Cairo. And of course, we know what it is meant for communication. They're researching into various tools of communication that can be used to navigate our products and more. They will have blogs, specialized writings about the company, about the products, and all of that. Blogs. Then careers, those people who want to look for jobs, you click here. You have the jobs which are advertised in the company and how you have to go about them. You click on careers. Then contact us. You want to write to the company, you just click here and you're able to reach the company through one little interface. So you don't need the email of the company. You just click here. Let me click and we'll see what it's all about. That's contact us. That's a new interface. You just see, get in touch with Onpassive. So all what you need is your name, your first name, your last name, and of course, you give your phone number, your email, and you write your message and you send it. You click on send, it is gone. So that is contact us from the website. Then you have register. As I said earlier on, you can do registration here from the website, but watch out. This is for those people who discover the product, the company online. If there's an aspirant, you don't send the aspirant to the website. You send your link or the referral code to the aspirant and try to hold the hand of the person to do the registration and the follow up. Then the login, of course, you can also log in. If you forget that you need to use Onpassive, rather www.ecosystem.onpassive.com to log in. You can come to the website, you can log into the website and you come here, because when you click on login here, of course, you find the login page is going to show. So that is that is a login page, right? Which I'm talking of. Where you click on that login, that's where you find. And you find that on your login page, we should know that there are two options. The password option is a default. That you remember your password. We have encouraged people to keep their passwords safely and remember them. But in the extreme case where you forget your own passive password, then you have to use the OTP. You click on this and they'll ask for your alternate email. So you must have custody of your alternate email, the password of and have access to it, so that when a one-time password is sent to that email, you can now go and retrieve it and you can get your account locked. You can log into your account. So these are in extreme cases where you have forgotten your password. But you can only use the OTP when you have access to your alternate email. If you don't have access to your alternate email, then it's unfortunate you will not be able to get access to your information. That is our website. That's a little tour of our website. I think I will stop sharing so that we can continue with. We can now continue with questions, reactions, and the rest. Over to you, John.
Okay. Thank you very much, Bibi, for that elaborate explanation on our website. It's exciting. You guys, you can bear with me that just moving the apps moving up and down is an indication that we need to also start moving. Those of us who have been sitting on the same spot need to start moving on those apps. So, guys, we are on it. The assignment is growing. Even the products too have started dancing. So we need to dance along with those products. So, guys, you have listened to that tour that Bibi has taken us through our website. And if you have some reaction, please, it's the time for us to react to the presentation. If anything that comes to your mind, you have the right to ask.
Yes, I have one.
Yes, Mr.
For
Mohammed.
for example, here in Morocco, when I get sick or my kids, I have we have a lot of papers to collect. You go to the pharmacy to get these drugs. You return back to doctor. You have to go, for example, for this radio, X-ray, somewhere else, another doctor or another institute. That takes a lot of time and travel. Why not get an application where the doctor should deal with what you call this mutualism. We have another institute. You can return money back. They will give you return money. For example, if you spend $100, they will return back to you at least 50 or 60 money back what you have spent. This is why I will ask this Onpassive to make an application in order to digitalize all these documents and to be proof by the doctor himself to get the ID of the patient and make all the steps taken by the doctor. X-ray, drugs, everything should be proved and signed by the doctor and sent to straight to this institute, mutualism, in order to get to return back the money. All the documents should be digitalized. You see what I mean?
Um,
I didn't get him well, Vivi.
yeah,
I didn't.
Mr. Mohammed,
Yeah.
I doubt whether we really got you.
You got it or not yet? I have to return to explain again.
Okay.
For example, I go to the doctor and it takes a lot of papers. For example, paper to the drugstore, pharmacy, paper in case I made some X-ray, paper from another institute, for example, this ERM or scanners. That means all this stuff should be done by digitized, an application where all these documents should be digitized by application and be sent by the doctor himself to this mutualism. We have another institute who return back our money. In case I spend $100 when I was sick, they should return back at least 60 or 70% of this money. That means an application done by software engineers to collect all this information and be uh, signed by the doctor himself. You
Okay.
got it or not?
Well, if I get you, well, I seem to understand that you are looking at it from a perspective that what you are experiencing in Morocco is something that Onpassive can do, in which virtually you use all of those apps to digitize everything so that
Yeah.
they can link the health services to other,
Yeah,
maybe insurance, all those things,
yeah,
everything
yeah.
digital.
That's uh, that's it. Yes,
Yeah, you are right. You are right. I think you
that's
are
it.
you
We
are in
need
order.
we need this like this application.
Yes. I think no,
Well, well,
that is exactly that's
I think we are still at the beginning now, Mr. Mohammed,
Yeah,
and I'm sure our CEO has a lot of this information in his head. It's
yeah.
just time. It's just time that we should give him. Let us take off
yeah.
from the ground.
I do remember one time during the webinar, he told if you have any idea, just send it.
Yeah. He has all type of ideas that are his and those that have been sent to him. So I think what you are saying is what he should be thinking about already.
Inshallah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
The floor is
Thank
open.
Yes, our CEO is looking for diamonds in the rough. And that is what Digamo calls it, diamonds in the rough. If you have a golden idea, a good idea, he's looking for people who have good ideas which can develop the country, which can develop the business, the company, to to incorporate them so that you can work from there. It doesn't work alone. So it's a good idea. Meditate on your idea and digest it properly so that as we continue to talk, to chat here fairly often, I think in the future they are going to notice us and come to us. Like last time when Comfort was churning out so many ideas, eventually they were noticed, and sometimes they come in and then they listen to the ideas, and eventually they get something out of it, and that is actually Diamonds in the Rough by Machi Gamo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think what we have said, what we have said is correct. We still have a lot to. Onpassive still has a lot to do. But when you come to those institutions, they are already apps. They begin to take the apps one after the other. For instance, if they begin using O Connect, you begin serving them at that rudimentary level in terms of. But as you keep taking app after app, we'll get to the point where the services will now be linked up. Now, with the idea that Mr. Mohammed was bringing, later on in the process, a lot of those apps that will come later on to answer the question you raised definitely will have to do with some of the ones that are already being used now. So I think it's still is something that I'm sure the company, as we have said, is thinking about. So
Yep.
let's move on.
Mhm.
So are we saying that the silence is an indication that we are all right?
Well, I think we're in a second hour. We're above the second hour.
And tomorrow is Sunday for church service and others.
It's above 10 o'clock with you guys. So,
Okay. Just one last thing before we close. Those who are For those who are in Cameroon, I think they can. There is this new offer that MTN, I'm sure MTN is offering in terms of a data plan. I think we talked about it last time. Those of you who are regular attendees to these webinars, you can think about such plans. You have the first option is the one that has a speed of 4 megabytes per second. That one is 14,900, just say 15,000. The next one is 8 megabytes per second, which is 19,900, just say 20,000 a month. And the third one is 24,900, that's say 25,000. It is 10 megabytes per second. And then the last one is 11 megabytes per second, which is about, I think it should be 30 or 34,000, something like that, around 34,000. So we're just trying to say that depending on your means, if you can pay 14,000 a month, 14,000, let's say 15,000, CFA 15,000 a month, and you have unlimited internet, you will not be afraid that your internet will end. That would be a good option, because when we have a webinar and you get some data 3 times a week, 3 times for 12 times in a month, plus your other browsing, you end up realizing that you might spend more than that. So please, it's something that you guys should consider. Those who don't yet have a permanent source of data, a source of online connection, can think about that plan. That's what I wanted to share with you people, so that you can attend your webinars without being afraid. As long as network is stable, you will not be afraid of exhausting your data. And of course, you can link it up. Many more people in your home can be using it as well. You may only restrict them on days I have your webinar, because when many more people do, maybe it might slow it down. But on ordinary days, all a good number of you can be using it at the same time. So I think that's what I wanted to share with you. Those who I can do specifically.
That's a great idea, leader.
Yep. Okay.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
The only thing, yes, I say it's a great idea. The only fervent prayer is that something should come on better than this, because when MTN gives you one gigabyte per day, eventually in a certain meeting you can run out of it, and finally you see that because you not only store that megabit, a gigabyte only for the meeting, there are other things that you are doing. So in the day you can be using it, and at the time a meeting comes, you soon see yourself exhausted and you're kicked out of the meeting. So we're praying for something better, but we should not stay without having something. At least I think it is a good thing that we can begin to try. We can begin to manage it while waiting for something better.
Yeah, we're saying that, Mr. Ten, we're saying that this option, the data is unlimited.
Unlimited, you mean? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I am using it. I'm on this webinar. I'm using the one that is 24/5, 24/9. That's maximum 10 megabytes per second. I can use it. The only problem I can face is that if there's no network at all, like the meeting of the other day when there was a technical problem. But in terms of data, it can be on and on and on until anytime. So it's actually unlimited.
Okay, if it's unlimited, then it's good. Even though not very clear, but we can manage it. It's good.
It's fine.
It's good.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's important. Yes.
So I think we'll come to the end of the webinar.
Coming to an end.
Okay. And let me thank everybody for coming and attending this webinar. I want to thank you for being actually devoted to your company and believing in the dream of our CEO. If you did not believe in the dream of the CEO, you will not be here. And coming back repeatedly so that we can commune together and share information and then use that same information to help other people. So thank you very much for coming. And our next appointment is for Tuesday. Then BB, thank you very much for the presentation, the tour of our website, the response to the questions, the contributions from the various people, Mr. Mohammed, Mr. James, Mr. Tayim, Kumasi, Madam Fai, Madam Chantal. I think Doctor has not spoken. I think Doctor put out sign. He said he was going to be at work. And a good number of people have spoken. I think Mr. Monjo spoke as well. So thank you guys for all the contributions. I'm sure I've not heard the voice of Mr. Bila today, but I hope that he's going to come on during our next meeting. So BB, thank you very much for the work you're doing. And we hope that God will continue to give you strength. God will continue to give all of us the strength to continue with this journey so that we can get to the logical end. So guys, this is time for us to unmute ourselves, to put on our videos so we can actually wave highs. The closer the apples, we should come out of our faces should be shown now.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid that if you are knocked out now, you know you have not lost anything. So
Yeah,
Wow.
today we had an impressive attendance of 19.
Oh, that's great.
Mm.
That was great.
Step by step, we'll go for more. We'll have more attendee.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh,
So before we still remind Mr. Mohammed and Madam Fai
Yeah.
that they opted to get our flyer, the hand-in-hand flyer, which we'll be able to use for our meetings.
Okay,
yes.
Sister Fal, can I get your contact
Okay.
phone number just to manage how to do it?
I'll give our contacts to you, Mr.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Bibi, for being there for
Okay,
me.
guys.
Mm.
A great
Yeah.
time.
Hi. Are you feeling? Are you smelling the apples?
Yes, yes.
They are closer than ever
If you are
dreamt.
smelling, if you are smelling the apples, clap your hands.
Yeah.
If you can smell the apples, clap your hands.
Mhm.
If you can smell the apples. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Good.
When you
Well,
talk of apples like this,